Hey there, Andy here. Yes, that Andy, the American guy who accidentally bowed to a McDonald's cashier for 3 months straight after coming back from Japan. Before I tell you how I ended up in one of the strangest and most fascinating cultural rabbit holes ever, let me hit you with a few numbers that'll make your brain go, huh? In Japan, an estimated 40,000 people use rent-a-family services every single year. That's right, professional moms, dads, siblings, cousins, uncles, even co-workers you can literally hire. And get this, the customer satisfaction rate sits above 90%, which means people are basically loving their temporary families more than their actual ones. Mind-blowing? Yep. Confusing? Double yep. Absolutely fascinating? Oh, no question. Now, how do I know all this? Because during my student exchange program in Tokyo, I befriended a Japanese girl named Harumi, and Harumi introduced me to more wild cultural stuff in one semester than I learned in my entire American upbringing. And today, I'm taking you with me as we explore the unbelievably real world of Rental Ryoshin, or in English, Rent-a-Family. But before we jump in, here's the roadmap. First, I'll explain what Rent-a-Family is and how I discovered it through Harumi. Next, we'll explore why people in Japan, including Harumi, actually hire professional family members. Then, we'll break down how the whole system works, from choosing your dad to rehearsing fake memories. After that, I'll tell you Harumi's wildest rental stories. Trust me, they're unforgettable. And finally, we'll zoom out and look at what this says about modern Japan, and honestly, about all of us. All right, seatbelts on. This ride gets interesting fast. So, picture this. I'm a 20-year-old exchange student wandering through Tokyo with Harumi, my guide, my best friend, and the girl who insisted I could eat 5 bowls of ramen in one sitting. I could not. One afternoon, she casually says, "Andy, I have to rent a dad this weekend." Rent a dad. My American brain froze like a Windows 98 computer. Harumi explains that Rental Ryoshin is a service where you can hire trained actors to play family roles. These aren't random people, they're pros who train to be the perfect parent, the ideal brother, or the supportive cousin you wish you had. To help my clueless American self understand, Harumi used a perfect analogy. It's like choosing a Pokemon, except instead of picking a Charizard, you pick a father figure. And honestly, that made total sense to me. Another way to think about it, if real family is like planting a tree, something that takes years of watering and sunlight, then a rented family is like buying a perfectly shaped plant from the store and saying, "Yep, I grew that." The system is huge. Some agencies have hundreds of actors on standby, ready to become your dad, mom, or even coworker for a day. And once Harumi opened this door for me, I couldn't unsee it. But this discovery only made me more curious. Why rent a family in the first place? The reasons get deeper and funnier than you'd expect. So, let's head there next. All right, let me walk you through this, because Harumi became my personal rent-a-family professor. Firstly, there's loneliness. Japan has some of the highest numbers of people living alone in the world. Harumi told me that sometimes people just want someone to say, "I'm proud of you," without it sounding like an automated voicemail. Her real dad, great guy, but emotional like a brick wall. Secondly, Harumi said people rent family members to avoid awkward social situations. For example, Harumi's boss once invited her to a Bring Your Family company day. Her real parents lived hours away, and her mom once got lost inside a 7-Eleven. So what did she do? Yup, she rented a fake dad who shook hands and bowed like he was running for office. Another reason is saving face, which is huge in Japan. Let's say your wedding guest list looks emptier than a Lego store at midnight. Boom! You hire 20 professional aunties who will cry at your ceremony like you're the last cookie in the box. Next, and this one cracked me up, Some students rent parents for school meetings so teachers don't think their real folks are MIA. And finally, sometimes people rent family for emotional repair. Harumi once told me she rented a big sister to help her buy furniture because she had better taste and didn't make fun of her anime pillows. Every reason she listed made the service seem more normal and also more bizarre at the same time. But hearing the why only made me wonder, how does the whole process even work? And that's where things get even more mind-bending. Let's check that out next. Okay, so here's how it usually goes. According to Harumi, who has used this service more often than I've used a microwave. Step 1, consultation. You walk into the agency and tell them what type of person you need. Harumi literally ordered a dad like someone orders a sandwich. Polite, calm, likes baseball, medium emotional warmth. Step 2, profile matching. They show you a lineup of actors with skills like great listener, can give motivational speeches, knows how to cry on command, expert at dad jokes. It's like browsing Amazon, except instead of reading reviews about shipping quality, you're reading 5 stars, acted like my real father, but better. Step 3, rehearsals. Yes, rehearsals. The actor learns your backstory, the fake family relationships, your favorite foods, everything. Harumi once practiced a fake childhood memory for 30 minutes. Remember, Harumi, you had a dog named Mikan. She didn't. Step 4, performance. The actor shows up and stays in character 100%. Harumi's rented dad once gave her a pep talk for a work presentation. The man didn't even break character when Harumi tripped over a laptop cable. Professionalism, 10 out of 10. Costs? Anywhere from 10,000 yen for a short outing to 50,000 yen plus for a full-day family experience, and more for weddings, long-term roles, and big emotional arcs. It's cheaper than therapy, and honestly, sometimes more effective. But understanding how it works just prepared me for what I'm about to tell you next, the real stories. And oh man, Harumi's rental stories are something else. Let's get into those now. Harumi's stories deserve a Netflix show. Let me hit you with the highlights. Story 1, The Festival Grandpa. Harumi rented a grandfather for a summer festival because she missed her real grandpa. The rental grandpa taught her to fold origami cranes, bought her shaved ice, and told old Tokyo stories. Harumi said it felt like borrowing a piece of love she'd lost. Heart-melting, honestly. Story 2, The Potato Sack Olympics. Okay, this one? Harumi once told coworkers she had a big family, so for the company picnic, she rented 5 actors: mom, dad, sister, brother, uncle. They cheered for her like she was competing in the actual Olympics, except it was a potato sack race. She almost sprained her ankle from laughing. Story 3, The High School Reunion Scam. Harumi rented a fake best friend named Daiki for her high school reunion so she wouldn't look friendless. Daiki was so charismatic that people added him on social media. Harumi had to explain later that Daiki moved to Canada. Daiki does not exist. Canada does, thankfully. These stories are hilarious, but they also show how deeply the service impacts people's lives. And that brings us to the big question. So here's the big takeaway Harumi helped me understand. Renting a family isn't just quirky or funny. It reveals something real about society. Firstly, Japan struggles with loneliness more than almost any country. People need connection, even if it comes in a rented form. Secondly, there's social pressure. Looking normal matters, and sometimes people pay to maintain that illusion. Third, Japan's birth rate is dropping, and fewer people are forming traditional families, so new forms of emotional support are emerging. But here's the twist. Harumi told me that the rental family helped her build confidence to reconnect with her real one. It was like emotional training wheels, temporary support that helped her grow enough to ride the real bike again.
So, is this whole system weird? Yes. Heartwarming? Also yes. A little sad? Maybe. But mostly, it's human. And speaking of human needs, if you think renting a fake dad is wild, wait until you hear what Japan does for people who crave comfort and physical closeness. Because in the next episode, we're entering the incredibly soft, slightly controversial world of cuddle cafes, soineya, where you can hire someone just to nap beside you. Trust me, you're going to want to see that. Japan always has another twist waiting.